Good evening, everyone. This is Ms. Indrakshi Bhattacharya from the Banking, Financial Services and Insurance Board, ICMAI, is happy to announce that our BFSI board is organizing today a webinar on the topic ASM opportunities for CMAs. This is regarding the renewal and fresh empanelment process of agencies for specialized monitoring ASMs for the period of 3 years, July 1, 2025 till June 30, 2028. And this will be detailed by our very own resource person, CMA Dr. P. Sivarama Prasad sir. He is the former Assistant General Manager, State Bank of India. We welcome you, sir. And we also welcome our HOD and Secretary and Additional Director, BFSI Board, CMA Dipendu Roy sir. And also I welcome our BFSI team members. So just before we start, we are playing the Institute's anthem first, and then we will start our session.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मामृतं गमय असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मामृतं गमय असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मामृतं गमय.
So now I would introduce our resource person today, CMA Dr. P. Sivarama Prasad sir. He is the former AGM of SBI and also a faculty. He is a qualified professional in cost accountancy, company secretary, finance, commerce, insurance, and banking, with experience of 36 years in banking and financial services, with cross-cultural experience and good knowledge in the insurance sector. He is a fellow member of ICSI, the Indian Institute of Banking and Finance, Insurance Institute of India, and the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. So we welcome you, sir. Now I would request CMA Dr. P. Sivarama Prasad sir to please take over the session. Sir, please.
Okay. Okay. Madam, my voice is audible.
Yes, sir, it's audible. Audible.
PPT visible, madam,
Yes, sir.
and
Visible, visible.
moving
Yeah.
also.
Yes, yes, moving.
Okay. Shall I start now?
Please start, sir.
Okay. So, good evening to all. With a short notice, the BFSI board. Madam, my echo is coming. Echo is coming. 2 times it is coming, madam. Madam, how to overcome the problem? 2 times.
There is no echo from here, sir. We are not hearing any echo, sir. Hello, sir, are you there?
Madam?
Yes, sir, no echo from here, sir. We are not hearing any echo from our end.
No. Once I talk, again after some time the same message is repeating. Earlier also, whenever you have talk. The same message after 1 or 5 minutes, it is continuing. Shall I stop and again log in, madam?
Yes, sir, you can do that. You can do that.
Yes. One minute. I will close.
I welcome our chairman, sir. Our chairman, CMA Chitranjan Chattopadhyay, sir, has joined. So, sir, I will request our chairman, sir, to to say a few words. So, please.
Thank you, Madam Indrashi.
Thank you, sir.
Very respected our speaker today, CMA Dr. P. Sivarama Prasad, who is also continuously guiding us, mentoring us. My colleague in the board, chairman, secretary and HOD of BFSIB, CMA Dibyendu Roy, and of course Indrakshi, who is continuously with us for these sort of programs. With a very quick short notice, friends, I just want to tell you that IBA has come out a circular notifications where Agency for Special Monitoring, they are going to renew, and they also fresh, farms will be impaneled. So it is not a very, this empowerment is a process of learning. Without filling up the forms properly, without satisfying the various conditions they're imposing, because agency for special monitoring is a very specialized job. And let me tell you, the genesis of this agency for special monitoring for the cost accountants remain in our various our intricate analysis of the cost data, financial figures, data analysis, as also our knowledge on the capacity utilizations. These are all having tremendous relevance in this agency for special monitoring, because agency for special monitoring is a special, one sort of, I can say it's a tool, or you can say it's a matter of, the continuous monitoring of the accounts of a 250 crores exposure. Therefore, we must have some exposure on this. Before that, at least our firms should integrate. They should feel that how they can get the entry in this particular agency for special monitoring empanelment. And my request to everybody who has joined, maybe this is a very short notice we have done. Why? Because the time has been very very small span of time has been given by IIBA. This time we thought that let us have at least some session with that, so that you can really enrich yourself. Dr. Prasad will be telling you many facets of this particular ASM, and I think in future also you will be having this mindset, and you can also learn many things today, and you can also propagate this message to others, because we as CMA have to join en masse in this particular agency for special monitoring area. Ultimately, at the end of the day, stock audit, credit audit, many audits we are doing. But this agency for special is a very special type of monitoring system, and we can establish our credentials through you only. We can do it. So with this, I welcome you all. Please ensure that you will be all applying wherever you feel what should be done. Dr. Prasad is there. He himself has told we kept it at 1 hour 15 minutes, but he told that it would be requiring 2 hours. So we have immediately understood that he has got a lot of things to tell you. Kindly feel free and be participative enough today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Sivarama Prasad sir, he will be joining shortly. He's facing some technical glitches from his system. He will be joining shortly. So I I will request all the participants to please have some patience. Our resource person, he will be joining very soon, since he is facing some technical problem.
Meanwhile, I request Dibyendu, please exhibit the all forms, whatever advertisement is there, kindly exhibit to all our members, those who have already attended. Please.
Sir, okay. Sir has joined.
Ah, now I am. It is okay, madam.
Yes, yes, it's okay, sir.
Now I am presenting my PPT,
Okay, sir.
uploading PPT.
Hmm.
Now PPT is visible, madam.
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Voice is also audible,
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, sir.
and PPT is also moving. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's moving.
Now I am continuing, madam.
Yes, sir, please, sir.
So, good evening to all. First of all, thanks to BFSI board for giving me an opportunity to discuss about ASM Indian banks with a short notice. Why short notice? Because today onwards, anybody can apply as per eligibility for ASM. This is a good opportunity for the CMAs. Actually, the CMAs they are well versed in stock audit. They are well versed in cost audit of various industries. All these experience directly or indirectly helps a lot in completion of this assignment. This assignment is initially for 1 year. After that, it will be renewed up to 3 years. After that, again, the Indian Banks Association, on behalf of all banks, they will give any again advertisement. Again, you can apply as long as the loan account with the bank, that is the exposure limit of the loan is 250 crores and above, the ASM will continue forever. Once the loan account is closed, the role of ASM will stop. But this is a good opportunity. It is not a difficult task for CMS because as on date, CMS are well versed in stock audit. So up to 7:30 or so, I will discuss about the total system. The guidelines are issued by the IBA. That is not devised by me. All guidelines, whatever the guidelines that are given by the IBA from time to time, that I will discuss. What is the role of ASM? How to apply all these things I will discuss in detail. As per strict instructions, agency for special monitoring to be appointed on common engagement basis. What is meant by common engagement? 250 crores and above advances is one single bank will not finance. Number of banks combined or put together, they will give the loan. Why? Because if all eggs are put in one basket, is a high risk. That's why banks are also not funding to one industry all funds. So it is mostly under consortium finance. So for lending activity, particularly higher exposure. Suppose one industry requires 30, the 10,000 crores. 10,000 crores, a single bank will not finance. 20 banks or sometimes 15 banks, depending upon their capacity, depending upon their balance sheet and all these things. But ASM is compulsory. If at all any industry, the limit more than 250, consortium loan is more than 250 crores. Appointing ASM is will be for 1 year. The same may be extended up to maximum year, 3 years. After that, again they will give the advertisement, and again they will ask the applications from the members. Particularly, your role is restricted to monthly. You have to give the 2 times report to the bank about the company, what the company is doing, whether the bank funds are utilized or not, whether the stocks are adequate or not, whether the cash flow and the liquidity problem is good or not, any changes are happening in the company. All these things in a structured format designed by the bank that you have to give every month on 10th to 15th following the particularly fortnight. You have to submit the report to the bank. So the loan account is monitored by not only by the bank, by the third party also. That is, the third party is nothing but agency for special monitoring. Report must cover all points because if at all you are going the appointed or selected, bank will give the structured report. In these areas, you give your feedback or information about the company after visiting, after verifying that a particular this one. Given in the scope of ASM, conclusion for taking decisions by the lenders. Thereby, based on your report, banks will take a call. Banks may take a decision how to overcome that problem and what are the control measures that are to be initiated on the company. ASM is extinction. It is not a new concept. Suppose today, stock audit for what purpose? Whenever the banks are giving a loan for stock and book dot audits, you are doing that is 5 crores and above loans. The stock audit is compulsory. Every year you are giving. So this is an extension of a stock audit. Due diligence certificate. As on date, a due diligence certificate is also there. 5 crores and above. 5 crores and above. The loans, the due diligence is also required. In the due diligence, 28 parameters are there. If you clubbed that 28 parameters and the stock audit, your ASM role is 80% completed. Only 20% is a cakewalk. It is not a difficult assignment. Credit audit. Some of the cost accountants, they are doing the credit audit. Like my friend is there in Bangalore. He is getting a number of credit audit from the particular Canara Bank also. So if you combine the stock audit plus due diligence plus credit audit, it is ASM or some principles of forensic audit. You are eligible for forensic audit of banks. Suppose I have given a loan, bank has given a loan, but subsequently it is failed. Failed means immediately the bank will engage the services of the forensic auditors. Go there. What is the situation? Why the amount is not paid? That a forensic audit is there. So it is not beyond. ASM is not beyond these areas. It is a combination of stock audit or due diligence audit or the credit audit or the principles of forensic audit. If you are having that knowledge, this is a cakewalk for you. First company, it may take some time. Later on, it is very easy. Being an expert in cost audit of different industries and also GST audit, the ASM task is very easy to handle by CMS. It is not a tough task for you. It is not a tough task to you. It is easy. The scope of ASM. So Mr. Prasad is telling ASM is easy. What is the areas that are handling by the ASM? The broad scope of ASM is the external agents. You are the external. You are the third party to the bank, as suggested by Indian Banks Association. The ASM or forensic auditor, first the scrutiny and the finalization of applications will be done by the on behalf of all member banks across the country, whether it is a public sector or private sector or foreign banks, the Indian Banks Association will get the application, scrutinize the application, and finalize the people, and this list will be sent to the different banks. So that's why the Indian Banks Association, they have given the advertisement. Monitoring purchase of invoice of the company about quantum reasonableness of rates for procurement of raw material, space, transportation, raw material, daily, weekly basis compared to monthly operation budget submitted by the bank. So what are the purchases? When a price variation is there or invoice duplicates are there, all these things, it is already you know about all these things. Periodicity would be decided case to case basis and consumption. So the verification is on monthly basis or bi-monthly basis or quarterly basis, the bank will decide. Review of inventory, build up what is the trade receivables and the advances to the company for operations of the commensurate with the funds released or not. So whatever the bank funds are released, whether the funds are properly utilized for purchase of the raw material or debtors, whether those, if you club it together, that should be equal to the working capital funded by the bank. That you have to observe and give you the report. The report is also standardized, I will discuss later on, to monitor the actual operations, production, supplies, vis-a-vis projection. At the time of taking the loan, the borrower will tell, I'm going to achieve this one, I'm going to achieve this one, like that. Whether he has achieved or not, that you have to see. At the time of waiving the loan, next 12 months, the sales I am going to achieve this. And the next 12 months, whenever you are doing that ASM, whether he achieved or not, you see the comparison and give the report to the bank. High value transaction, payment record, beneficiary and purpose. Today, companies, they are diversion of funds. The purpose bank given for stock. They have not utilized the stock and they are giving funds to the other companies or friends, or they are purchasing the real estate, lands and building, etc. Whether that was happened or not, you give mentioned in your report. Assessment of financial information that has been provided by the company to its lenders, including the short-term, long-term cash flows. From time to time, the companies are also giving a quarterly one, Q2, Q3, Q4, that type of statements they are giving. So once they are giving that statements, whether that statement true or correct, that is to be verified and informed to the bank. Suppose today, some rumors are happening in the country. Some of the companies, they are preparing 3 balance sheet. One is for audit for the tax purpose, and one is for bank loan purpose. The third one is for ROC purpose. But being a banker, that too he is sitting in the four walls. How he will know? Identify the key issues submitted in the report along with your suggestion. Suppose sales are decreasing. Why sales are decreasing? If at all you are offering any suggestion, make your suggestions. That is smooth operations of the company. Additional verification of evidence, end use of facilities. If the bank is given 100 crores loan for purchasing of raw materials, whether 100 crores is used for purchase of raw materials or not, for that purpose only, you have to give the report to the bank. That is the role, that is the scope of the ASM. Inspection, verification of stock, book dates, submission of monthly report stipulated by the lenders. The lenders are also, particularly whenever the bank and the company is taking loan, the company has to submit a stock statement to the bank or a data statement to the bank, whether it is correct or not. Bank, based on that, banks are arriving the drawing power. So if at all they have given a wrong statements, stock statement or data, garbage in, garbage out, the drawing power is also incorrect, and thereby the funds misutilization scope is there. You have to comment on this. And a submission of reports regular intervals. Whether suppose once the bank is given loan, you have to submit the report on monthly basis or bi-monthly basis or quarterly basis. Periodicity is followed or not? If not followed, what is the reason? Temporary, long-term, unscheduled closure of manufacturing phase. Sometimes, without the knowledge of the bank, the unit is stopped for 10 days. But the bank may not ever. Suppose the bank month end only they will go and they will verify. In the meantime, the ASM also, if at all any information known to you, he is having a right to visit the company. He is having a right to verify the books. He is having the right to interact with the board of directors or the managerial persons or key manager person. That letter will be given by the bank once you have selected. Untoward incident of suspicious business. Sometimes they are not doing this business. They are doing something which is a violation of the loan that brought to the notice of the bank. Non-cooperation. Sometimes the bank, okay, we have taken loan from the bank. We are the ASM. Sometimes the ASM, they may not cooperate. In that, if you brought to the notice of the bank, then the bank will take an action and set right the things, because being the lender, you are the representative of the bank. In addition to bank, you are also verifying the financial statement. You are also verifying the interacting with the functionary heads like that. Source of margin toward working capital. Suppose a raw material is there. Whenever the bank is giving a raw material, okay, you are going to purchase 100 crores. 75 crores I will give, 25 crores from your stake, from your funds. Whether they are providing that margins, how they are providing that margins. Some companies, they are escalating the invoice price and they are not fulfilling the margins. So that you have to do. I like that letters of credit or bank margins are also like that. Quality of the book dates. Some bank, the companies, the book dates are there. Book dates may be more, but quality. Once we verified the book dates, some book dates are more than 1 year. It is a probability of recovery is bleak. It is going to be turned into bad and doubtful dates. For that, provisions are required. So that banks are taking only below 90 the datas, not the above 90 datas, 90 days datas. So that also you have to verify and give that confirmation and availability of adequate insurance. Whenever the banks are giving stock, the loan for stock, stocks are adequately to be insured. And assets with the bank's clause noted. Bank's clause means once the stocks are financed by the bank in the insurance policy that is hypothecated to State Bank of India or other bank name should be displayed. Monitoring the milestone of implementation of contracts, bank guarantees. Suppose infrastructure contract is there. He is taken bank guarantees. But a road to be constructed, but a government guidelines, he got the tender and the road to be 10 kilometers road, he got the tender and it is 100 crores. Bank is also funding. Whether the road contract is happening or not. Once it is not happening, then it is a problem. He may not pay the amount of 100 crores. Second one is he has to pay to the loss to the government about that particular contract. If he is not completed within 2 years or 3 years, whatever the stipulations are there, then government will impose the penalty also. And monitoring escrow accounts. Sometimes the sale process are to be created to escrow account. The escrow account amount is to be utilized for a day-to-day expenditure, raw material or wages or overheads, etc. That is to be verified. Performance of other service lenders are mutually agreed by the party and the lenders. Whatever the lenders stipulated some conditions, whether that conditions are fulfilled by the borrower or not, that is the role of ASM. Details of related party transaction. Some of the companies, they are the related parties are there. they are purchasing the raw material from the related parties, known friends or relatives, and they are selling. Whether related parties transactions, if at all you found that one mentioned in the report, stock and BG audit, bank guarantees audit, stock audit, every that is also parallelly going on. Parallelly, the stock audit or other audits that is parallelly going on. This is in addition to that audit. If at all a stock audit given, go through that stock audit. If a stock audit mentioned some the remarks, that also you highlight, you cross check and highlight in your report also. Monitoring the cash flows. Some companies they are preparing a monthly cash budgets. The opening, whatever the receipts are there, payments are there, closing, whether they are achieving that particular cash budget properly or any adverse or created or not. That is also you have to validating the securities offered. Suppose whenever the banks are giving a loan for stock or machinery, they are giving a land or building. Without knowledge of the bank, some of the companies they are alienated or they are selling. That also, if you can notice that one, you have to inform to the bank and highlight the diversion of short-term funds. Suppose a bank has given 100 crores, whereas the stock is only 50 crores. Where is the 50 crores? Immediately you have to inform to the bank. Highlight the diversion of fund for the purpose other than the stipulated. Any services requested by the lender consortium. Suppose sometimes the lenders will tell, so the ASM should they verify this one also. Comments on the significant difference in stock statement, audited balance sheet. Suppose I take for example 31st balance sheet they are preparing. If a closing stock in the balance sheet is only 50 crores, but a 31st stock statement they have given earlier to the bank that is 100 crores. So once the stock statement 31st March they have given 100 crores, the same should be reflected in the balance sheet. Why the discrepancy? Like that, you have tactfully, intelligently for this only bi-monthly, you the two or the 1 week you have to spend for a month of for a month. For that banks are giving 3 to 5 lakhs per month. 3 to 5 lakhs per month for one account. For one account. But some banks they are giving less also. But it depends upon the so many parameters. So many parameters. Later on we will discuss all these things. Obtaining the balance confirmation from the top 5 debtors and creditors. Who is the top 5 debtors? Who is the top 5 creditors? That also you verify and inform to the bank through the the monthly return. Comment on the related party in case of debtors and creditors. If at all you find that debtors and creditors are related parties are there, brought to the notice of the bank. Details of receipts and payments channeled borrower to the related party instead of routing through trust and retention accounts. Bank stipulated you routed the transaction to the working capital loan, but they are doing a different manner. Brought to the notice details of the property purchased by the related party from the funds. Sometimes the company funds are also purchased by the related parties. Immediately you brought to the bank. So actually here the land is there, sir. Without your knowledge, the land is also sold to the related. Comments of the borrower booking inflated profits by selling property to group companies with higher rate. So to show the rosy picture of the balance sheet, they are doing some window dressing. If window dressing is brought to the notice of the bank, the scope and the comments in the reports, particularly the ASM, the scope and the comments he has to mention in the report. Intelligent analysis is very much required, not a stereotype. Comparison, ratios, and ABC analysis or WED analysis or sometimes testing of some transactions on a month in a month wherever high transactions are there or volume of transactions are there or month-end transactions or quarter-end transactions or year-end transaction. Intelligent analysis is required. That is also one of the area principles of the forensic audit also. That's why I told Once you are handled, you know the forensic audit, you know the stock audit, you know the due diligence, you know the credit audit. ASM is a cakewalk. But 60% of the ASM is with regard to debtors and stock or creditors. Remaining 40% other areas. So the intelligence analysis is required, and the company are in a tune with the past trends. Suppose the growth of the company every year 10%, 12%, 14%, 2% increase is there. Suddenly the growth is reduced 8%. What could be the reasons? That you have to mention in the report. Thereby the banks will take a call whether there is a tendency higher sales at the year end of the booking profits. Sometimes they will book the lot of sales to show the profits. And once the profits are there, sales turnover is more there, next year they will get more funds. So why the sales is it genuine sales? No problem. Or are they artificial sales? Then you have to mention in your report accounting practices. What accounting practices they are following? Whether they are following, suppose a depreciation is there, whether the depreciation on building once the one time diminishing, once a straight line, if they are doing wrong things, brought to the notice of the bank. Policy, pricing policies of the company with respect to raw material, semi-finished trading items, sale and disposal of semi-finished or trading it. Because of being a cost accountant, you are having good knowledge because you are doing the cost audit for different industries. Banks are also giving loans to different industries. Once this is there, this ASM is very, 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 very easy for the cost auditors. This is my perception thinking. System of maintenance of stock, how the stocks are maintained in the stores, whether it is hygienic conditions, whether spoilage is there, whether adequate lighting is there, whether the stacks are proper or not, whether if at all floods and water slippages are there and fire extinguishers are there or not, that is to be verified. Inventory management system. You know about the inventory management system, whether it is a EOQ or ABC analysis or the pin card minimum maximum to reorder level. So many things are you know pretty well whether they are following that one or not. Or you suggest to the bank these people are following this practice which is not correct like that. And other areas. Major parameters, bank limits, actuals and contingent as per the books of and confirmation from the bank. So particularly they are giving some figures, the balance sheet figures and the contingent liabilities, particularly contingent liabilities, a footnote of that correctly drawn or not. You have to verify. Collecting the information from all the consortium from time to time. If at all you require any information, because this is a the consortium advance, more than one bank participated. And in case of consortium, ASM will monitor the status of the borrowing. And with the member bank, conduct the account, business sharing, how the account is maintained by the company, whether all sales are routed through the account or not, all purchases are routed through the account or not, why are they all, that also you have to verify. The bank accounts are also verified. And based on the assignment, previous 3 months stock statement entity in the case of working capital exposure, movement of assets, physical verification of stock, verify the drawing power calculation, all these things. That's why initially I told it is an extension of stock audit. But 60% only, remaining 40% other areas are there. The agency should also pass sheets for all banks, reconcile the credits in the account, movement of current assets. You have to inform the movement of current assets to all the member banks. Agency shall also verify nature of transaction in a TRA account. That also earlier I have discussed. Level of cash holding, end of the period, nature, line of activity. Suppose the line of activity is less, but he is maintaining huge cash. What is the purpose? Suppose the industry requires per day, the cash balance are required only 10 lakhs, but they are maintaining 2 crores, which is not acceptable. Agency shall verify the movement of debtors. debtors also, as much as they should not give the debtors, whenever they are giving a credit, the credit worthiness of the debtors are also to be verified. If at all they are giving 30 days, 30 days whether it is recovery or happening or not, or 60 days recovery is happening or not. What parameters they are they verifying while giving a credit sales to the debtors, whether they are taking bills of exchange or not, fixed assets register verified. So you have to verify without a knowledge of the bank, any fixed assets sold by the company or not, that is brought to the notice. Contingent liabilities, particularly the bank guarantees the letters of credit, whether they are using properly or not, that is also to be commented. Foreign exchange exposure, whenever they are doing export business or import of raw materials, whether they are following the FEMA guidelines or not. Hedging, whenever they are doing the foreign exchange, particularly the pre-shipment packing credit advance for exports. If at all they have taken forex loan, whether hedging is there. Otherwise, if at all the US, the INR versus the dollar is increasing, if hedging is not there, it is a high risk to the company. They have to pay more. Legal cases, whether workers or outsiders, any cases are filed against the company or not, whether it is a pollution or non the pollution areas, or water pollution, or whatever the air pollution, all these things, whether the statutory payment remitted properly or not, whether the GST or TDS, all are promptly paid by the company or not, that is to be informed. The agency clear among the siphoning of funds into the third party transaction. Sometimes some companies, they are eating away the bank funds also, siphoning of funds to the third party transaction. How they are, you have to brought to the notice of the bank. The agency also ascertain cash flow adequacy of operations. The operations are the 50% means according to 50% the particular the plant capacity, whether the cash flow adequacy is there or not. Related party transaction, I discussed earlier also. High value payments. So whenever now today the Excel sheets are more. Once the data is translated into Excel and sort on high to low, the highest payments, whatever it is there, you verify for what purpose, whether authority is there or not, whether the whatever your observations are there, mentioned that one, and assessment of financial information provided by the company to the lenders, and short-term, long-term cash flow, etc., etc. And a transaction with other banks other than the consortium and multiple banking arrangement. Suppose that today what is happening? Some companies they are taking loan from State Bank, and they are opening the current account with the Punjab National Bank or Canara Bank. Why they are opening? Today, even if you open your account in Jammu and Kashmir also, you can transact from your place because internet banking is there, mobile banking is also there. Each case a listed quarterly cash flow statement published. Whenever it is a company, is a listed company, definitely they will submit the quarterly statement to the stock exchanges or SEBI. Whether the submitted to the bank and the stock exchange is correlated or not, that you have to comment. And the compliance of 177 section of Companies Act regarding the corporate audit, etc., etc. So whenever the audit committee is there, the audit committee also they have to verify they will their remarks, their observations. You are having a right. You can participate in the board of directors meetings also as a representative from the bank, as a representative from the bank. The agency also clearly brings out the misrepresentation facts and malfeasance, unfair trade practice, if at all any brought to the notice of the bank. Overall assessment of the status of the company, whether the company financial health is good or bad, you have to give the report to the bank. Identify the key issues submitted in the report at the time of submission, suggestions, observation for improvement of the asset quality, viability. You are the person, you are giving that particular information to the bank. Anyhow, banks are also doing parallelly. You are also doing parallelly, and you are the third person. Banks is also lenders. Then your report should be authentic, and the decisions are to be taken by the bank based on your report. The agency, that is the ASM, shall look into information regarding floating of new subsidiaries, joint venture. Sometimes without a bank knowledge also, they will float as joint ventures or subsidiaries. And resignation of key managerial persons. If at all in the company, the CFO or chief executive officer or production head or HR manager head or marketing the key manager persons or the chartered accountant or company secretary, whoever is resigning, why they are resigning, whether any company financial position is deteriorated or not, that you have to verify, and accordingly you have to mention in your report. Submit the report, temporary, long term, unscheduled course. Sometimes the bank will ask that one report immediately, whatever the information, total information is available with you about the company, about the nuts and bolts of the company. An untoward incident, if at all any untoward incident happen in the company, you have to brought suspicious activities. If at all any come in the company, suspicious activities are happening, you brought to the notice of the bank, non-cooperation of the borrower to provide general information. Sometimes the companies may not provide, then inform to the bank. Once the bank is given 250 or 500 crores or 1000 crores or 2000 or 3000 crores to a company, then the bank is having a right because out of the total sources of funds, bank contribution is 70 to 80%. The share capital, the debentures, the bonds of the company, that is also a source. That is nothing when compared to the bank loan, particularly the mid corporate and large corporate. Non-cooperation from the borrower, general information, and a periodical review of invoice to check whatever the invoices, particularly the purchases or payments, why they are paying, what is the reason, why that much amount is incurred. Being a cost accountant, this job is an interesting one, and even the one company, if you handled that to 1 or 2 months, the next is a cakewalk for you. Initially, first 6 months, it is a new to you, new to others also. Even other profession also, they are doing this activity for the last 10 years. Why not you? Why not you? Once they are doing and they are getting substantial the amount, why not you? Because you are also identified for that eligibility criteria. The performance of other services requested by the lenders, mutually agreed to party lenders inter alia the following. Comments on the diversion of funds. You have to comment once the funds are diverted by the company, and availability of adequate insurance. Whatever the assets are there, whether it is a plant and machinery or buildings or stock or other computers, all are to be properly insured against the fire, against the theft, and other natural calamities like that. So that in case anything unwanted things are happening, then insurance claim will get, then bank funds are safe. And verification of stock and book debts at periodical intervals. Again, I am repeating. Why? Because it is a small area, not a big area. Even though agency for special monitoring, the word may be big, but the areas. But first 3 months, it is a new to you. Even once you joined in the profession, also first 3 months, you are some new things, all are new things. It will take some time. Okay, first 1 or 2 months, it may be new. After that, it may be the cakewalk for you. And verification of able to the forward and backward linkages. For every company, the forward and backward linkage. What is the backward linkage? Raw material supplies. Or what is the forward debtors? Or whatever for everything, the inputs are there, particularly companies to manufacture the book and process and sell the output. That is a forward and backward linkages, and age-wise analysis of data. That is how many are within 30 days, how many are 30 to 60, 60 to 90, 90 to 120, 120 to 180, or 180 to 360, or above 360. If at all you have given, then a bank will take only 90. Remaining things, they will reduce the limits also. Non-cash parameters. ASM is expected to industry specific trends. cyclical changes. Generally, you should know about what is the industry, particularly if at all it is a power, what is the government guidelines. If at all the guidelines are implemented by the company, no problem. Otherwise, brought to the notice of the bank. And high value vendor due diligence. If at all any vendors are supplying the high value, you have to look into that one. Why that a big amount they are giving one vendor? Why not different vendors? Whether the price is correct or not. Technology options. If the company is doing on a old, outdated, brought to the notice. No, sir, that the textile company latest mixture, they are outdated or redundant. Thereby, cost of operations or cost of production is increasing. They like that, or the wastages or normal loss or abnormal loss is increasing like that. And the industry experts involved in the conducting of stock audit sectors, raw material. If at all you are having a good people earlier supported to you, particularly the industrial experts, then you mention in your CV also. If at all you are engaging the services of either values or advocates or industrial experts, if at all you are not known, if at all you are taking their services and that resumes are also with you, you attach it to the your main CV, and as and when occasion comes, I'm using these people. If at all you are having the knowledgeable people like bankers knowledgeable people are there, particularly the industrial experts are there. These people names are also to be included in the biodata. Thereby, your biodata not simply name, date of birth, and turnover, and all these things are not correct. Whether he is having the strength to handle that case or not, that is to be viewed by the Indian Banks Association. To report any litigation, court cases, if at all any cases are filed by the associate concerns or the society, that brought to the notice of the bank, submission of report ASM, entire scope of ASM assignment. The ASM assignment, each and every bank common standard format is there. That standard format, once you joined, that format they will give. Accordingly, the format you study that one, which books are to be referred, where this information is available. If you do some homework at your office, then visit to the company and get that information and fill. Today, some of the people, they are experts in forensic audit or a transactional audit of IBC. This ASM is a simple task that you are handling the company, you are interacting with the company key manager, you are interacting with the board of directors. Whatever the positive or negative features are there, brought to the notice of the bank. For that, the bank is giving a monthly remuneration or honorarium, depends upon the size of the company and the exposure of the company and the criticalness of the industry. All these things they will take into. Simply the L1 rate they don't take. The L1 rate. So if they are not giving properly, the bank will discontinue the service. They will take the other person. Litigation, etc. The scope of ASM. The above list is a indicative one, and the post-monitoring access scope of work assigned on account of a specific monitoring activity, if any. I'm giving checklist. Very easy. Even though I am the banker, I'm telling easy, but I'm taking into consideration of the strength, the skills of the cost and management accounts. That's why I'm telling this is a suitable the assignment for you. That's why yesterday I requested the chairman and the secretary of a BFS board. They are kind enough to do this one immediately. They have put a lot of efforts to start this webinar instantly. Why? Because by end of this month you have to apply, then only you will get. Otherwise, after end of the month, if at all I am giving lecture or webinar or no help, no useful. That's why this is they are kind enough. They are promptly address the issue, because we want to do something to the our colleagues, that is CMA, professionals. Something, if at all out of you, if at all 15 are empaneled, the institute is happiness is more. That's why promptly they attended and something we have to do for our professional colleagues. Checklist. Reporting the checklist is some general indicative. General obligation at the time of visit, you need to visit. Comment of the cooperation of the borrower. You have to comment whether it's a cooperative or not. Level of transparency in terms of disclosure. Whatever the disclosure is mentioned in the financial statement, whether it is true or false. Adequate replies and clarification. If at all you are asking something, no, that information is not available. If at all he is talking, then mention about all these things. He is not cooperative. He is not giving some responses, answers like that. Adequacy of document provided by the company. If at all you ask that document invoice, no, sir, that document is not available. Comment. About that one. Inspection verification of stock and book dates. If you want to verify the stock or book dates, sir, that registers are not there, sir. Storekeeper is on leave, sir. That the problems, that is that the lot of problems, smell is coming, sir. That is all our nonsense. If you want to verify the company, whatever it is there on behalf of the bank, they have to provide. Movement of the current assets during the review period, how the current assets are moving, whether the current assets are stagnant or non-movable or a dead stock is there. Comment. Movement of data, aging data, bad debts, and the top 10 data by value and age, that is to be mentioned. And a drawing power calculation, monthly they are submitting the stock statement to the bankers, whether the stock statements are correct or not, that you have to authenticate. Deficiency, if any reasons, and clarification from the party why they have given the particular stock statement to the bank higher amount when compared to the store's ledger, it is a lower amount, that you have to get the information. And whatever his the remarks are there, mention that one. Margin, security, charges, and insurance. All assets are to be properly insured. Charges. Once they have taken loan, they have to inform to the company's ROC under Section 77 and security norms, whether security is properly preserved or not. All these things, whether they are maintaining margins or not. Once the loan is given, 75% out of 100, 25% he is properly mobilized or not. Building up of inventories, slow moving, obsolete stocks. That is also you have to comment upon this one, whether it is a timely the stocks are coming or not. If just in time is there, very good, and the profit will increase. And if at all stocks are not coming in time, then automatically the company no wheel movement, unnecessarily the labor wages are to be paid. Movement of stock of book debts, sales turnover during the period, all these things are there. Whether the stock and book debt statement generated SAP or ERP manually or monthly, how they are extracting, you have to verify. Bills including export bills outstanding more than the stipulated. If at all export bills are there, when it was to be paid within 30 days, whether it is paid or not. If not paid, brought to the notice of the bank. Sales turnover achieved or not. When he is taking the loan, he told that I will achieve next year 150. After after 1 year, whether 150 is achieved or not, you have to give your comments. Production achieved. Whatever the production, 60% of the production capacity or 70 or 80, whether the capacity is achieved or not. Some people, no, sir, I have given the production capacity 60%. Now it is not possible. Verification of sales invoice by the company discrepancies. All these things are to be verified by you properly and brought to the notice of the bank. Verification of purchase of bills and discrepancy. This is checklist. Once, honestly speaking, once you go through this PPT, your job 50%, more than 50%, your job is over. understand the concepts and do the ASM work. ASM work is not rocket science. It is a simple science because you are experts in cost audit. You are the cost auditor for so many industries and due diligence certificate also you are eligible. Whether you are doing it or not, I don't know. But you are having the knowledge some audit also, forensic audit also. For this, ASM is cakewalk for you. And verification of transaction, operating account and a TRA account and the unsatisfactory feature including the incident of check returns. Whenever the particularly debtors are giving checks, it is a bounce. Brought to the notice, it is available. How many checks are bouncing? If at all per month, how many checks they are presenting to the bank? How many are bouncing? Verification of date entries during the review period, purchases, payment expenses. Whatever the debit side is there in the P&L account, thoroughly exam. Because today, most of the company are turning to non-performing asset and filing the cases in IBC is on account of this one. Diversion, diversion, diversion. Related party, related party, related party. Invoice higher amount and margins they are not fulfilling. They are not routed the account, not routed their sales and purchases to the bank account. Verification for high value debits, purpose and beneficiary. Suppose I take for example, I'm giving example for this. Working capital loan. Working capital loan is for purchasing the stock. We have given one rice mill 1000 crores, big account in Andhra Pradesh. One day, the check 15 lakhs check is received for in clearing. In the clearing, the check they pay to Lalita Jewelries. This is a rice mill. The purchases may be paddy or other inputs of the rice mill. Why the jewelry came into the picture? Immediately, the check is in clearing. That is presented by Union Bank of India to State Bank of India. Immediately, the branch telephone to the rice mill. What is this 15 lakhs? Jewelry. No, 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 sir. I have purchased some gold ornaments to my wife. I am routed through. No, no, no. This is meant for stocks only, not jewelry or your personal furniture or fixtures like that. We have returned that one. So here what is happening means diversion of funds are more. That's why some of the companies are turned into non-performing asset. High value of the data, creditors, information available in the public domain, and high value of letter of credit or beneficiary party. Who is the beneficiary party in the letter of credit? That also to be verified. Assessment of financial information. Month on month basis, the sales, the increasing trend or decreasing. Particularly the costs also. Last year cost, particularly whatever the salaries, whatever the rent, all these things divided by 12. Every month, 1%, 2%, that side or this side, no problem. If at all abnormal increase is there in overheads or salaries or other expenditure, brought to the notice. Additional verification of end use of facility. Once I have given first the raw material purchase, paddy raw material for rice mill, if at all he is using 15 lakhs per purchase of gold ornaments for his wife, which is against the terms and conditions of the bank. It is not a end use. And the verification of credits in the account review. And who is paying? Whether creditors are paying or somebody is paying. Some money laundering activities are also happening. Sales turnover rotated to the bank. Whatever the sales are there, that should be routed through the bank working capital loan, not other current account, etc., etc. Infusion of funds. Sometimes he will tell, sir, you give the loan, sir. I will brought 20 crores or 30 crores share capital. Whether the infusion of funds was there or not, that is important. Not only that one, short term, long term loans raised during the review period with the purpose. and undisputed statutory dues, evasion of a GST or evasion of income tax or TDS or whatever, that also brought to the fixed assets ratio. What are the additions? Whether the additions are required for the company or not. If at all he is purchased the split assets, 10 assets for his residence, which is irregular practice. And development of letters of credit, LOU or buyer's credit, invocation of bank guarantees during the period under impact. All these things are to be verified by agency for special monitoring. And whether the payments made within the approval of the lead bank. What is meant by lead bank? If at all banks are 10 banks are financed 3,000 crores, one bank is given 1,000, remaining banks are given 2,000, 1,000 bank is called a lead bank. Diversion, siphoning of fund, transaction unrelated to the business, unrelated to the business. Business is suppose rice mill, the jewelry purchase is unrelated. Cash flow adequacy, debt obligation, all these things are to be verified. Monthly, 2 times you have to verify. 2 days or 2 days, or 3 days or 3 days, give the report. For that, banks are giving suitable revenue, suitable amount. That is, it may be run into 3 to 5 lakhs like that. It depends upon so many parameters, the industry, that exposure, the criticalness, all these things they will take into consideration. Verification of contingent liabilities. At the footnote, they are mentioning bank guarantees, a letter of credit, whether that is fulfilled, whether it is a genuine or not. All these things are to be verified by the ASM. Legal shoots filed. Some people they are filing against the company. They are discharging the affiliates or in the water or particularly air. All these things are there. And any cases are filed with NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal. That also mentioned. List of your comments. Claims against the company, legal or otherwise, that also to be mentioned. Incidents of short-term, long-term closure of manufacturing. If at all, sometimes the company will close for 10 days. If at all, banks every day they may not come to the company, because even the banks are giving 3,000 crores for a company. Every day we are not sit in the company, because we have to give more loans, we have to recover some loans, we have the other process operational areas are there. That's why the banks are appointing a third person. That third person is nothing but ASM. That ASM is full form is Agency for Specialized Monitoring. Cases untoward the fire incident of fire, the fire or floods or measure. If at all any fire accidents are happening, brought to the notice, they will take a call. What loss, whether the loss is whether the claim is there or not. Once the insurance policy is submitted, the claim is to receive. Incident of labor unrest, strike, tax rates, if at all it is happening in the company, brought to the notice of the bank. Suspicious activities, if at all it is there, brought to the notice of the bank. Any fraudulent practices, notice during your visit, monthly 2 times. In any cases, misrepresentation facts, malfeasance or suppression facts, they are suppressing the some facts, brought to the notice of the bank. Key managerial person, technical person, changes are there. Why the changes? Once the earlier key manager is a good person, why they have changed? What is the dispute? Whether he is honestly disclosing some facts and the company may not accept that one. Changes in the shareholding pattern, brought to the notice of the bank. Changes in the pledge of shares by the promoters. If at all promoters are pledged their shares to the others, then inform to the bank. So bank is far away from the company. And the companies may located at 20 kilometers or 30 kilometers, sometimes in another district. But crores of rupees and one person along with the bank, third person also closely monitor the affairs of the bank monthly 2 times. For that, we are taking agency for specialized monitoring. This is not a difficult task. Once the other professions they are doing for the last 10 years, why not CMAs? Why not CMAs? And the changes in the pledge of share. short term, long term policy decisions, etc., long-term impact of adverse development in the industry front. Suppose one industry, particularly power sector, is coal is a shortage. Import of coal is also not happening, and coal mines, the coal they are not up to the mark. So effect all that inputs as having an effect on the industry immediately brought to the notice of the bank in the monthly report. And the performance of NSE BFE, if at all the shares are quoted in NSE or BSE, then if the performance is good, inform. Non-performance, the shares are down, inform to the bank. Indication in identification key submission of the report along with the sections, smooth office of the entity, and identify key issues and submission of the report. What are the key issues? We are talking about the particularly the CVP key factor. Particularly raw material is one key factor, or labor is a key factor, or the cash is a some key factor while arriving the break-even point or a CVP analysis like that. Overall assessment of health of the account, and comments on the key financial indicators as per the audited balance sheet, particularly debt equity ratio, or a debt asset turnover ratio, or a credit asset turnover ratio, or the current ratio, whatever the ratios are there. If at all that is deteriorated when compared to the previous quarter, highlight and mention to the bank. And comments on your quarterly or half yearly reports, comment of other matters relevance, all these things are to be highlighted by the particular agency for special monitoring ASM to the bank. Defaults are undisputed payment in statutory body. If at all undisputed, if at all not paid income tax or GST, any dues are there, brought to the notice of the bank. High value RTGS. Sometimes they will send RTGS, legal entity identifier, legal entity identifier. Today, whatever the RTGS payments are done by these companies, legal entity identifier code is there. If you provide that code to the bankers, how many RTGS high value sent by the debit to company account and send it to various people, list is readily available. And the claims not acknowledged. Some claims are there, either labor or public or they particularly the creditors not acknowledged. Unbilled revenue, advance receipt, all these things you have to inform. And pro rata performance. What is the estimated current year? How much he has estimated? Achievement till quarter, pro rata achievement percentage. Suppose a half year, 50% achieved or 30%. 70 for next half year means it is a difficult task. Like that, profit also. This pro rata performance also, you have to give every month. Note the above points is indicate. And necessary document photos and reports or copies to be enclosed in your report. And must provide proper conclusive comments about the various aspects. That is also you have to submit, and you have to give the declaration in the report. So and so for the so and so quarter, or sometimes bi-monthly, or bi-monthly, or the fortnightly, or whatever the periodicity they have mentioned. According to that, you have to give. No inventory building on account of slow moving or obsolete, high value debts on account of verified. All these things you have to verify and give the declaration. Related party transaction, you have to comment. Sale books have been verified, GST and DGFT. DGFT is particularly for Director General of Foreign Trade, particularly for export and import goods, and 26 AS returns also. And a company maintain required level of transparency in some submission of data and statement, whether the company is submitting whatever the data that is required by the bank, whether it is accurate or not, cash flows, and whether it is a normal or abnormal cash flow differences, all these, any diversions are happening, you have to comment. We have the observe no suspicious activity. If it is suspicious activity, you have to declare. Otherwise, you have to declare no suspicious activity. Overall dealings particularly the company found to be satisfactory. If not satisfactory, you have to mention why it is not satisfactory. That you have to give the report to the company. This is the rule. This is the audit. Audit every 15 days, but some banks monthly, some banks bi-monthly. Whether it is a monthly or bi-monthly, the remuneration is they will fix properly. But here, in my perception thinking, the cost accountants are suitable for this assignment. The cost accountant are suitable. What is the eligibility criteria? Firms and companies of qualifying engineer, advocates, chartered accountant, cost accountant, sector specific experts with the professional qualification, etc. Not in full-time employment. That is, once you are in practice, you are not in full employment. Or ICA, ICMA as applicable, minimum 3 years experience. But it is a firms, only cost accountant firms, consultancy firms, and no individual proprietor. Individuals are not eligible. Only firms. That is 3 years experience. And in case of firms engage debts, loans, if at all they are doing that activity, independent engineer or TV reports or consultancy for employment, all these things are doing. Then if at all you are having good knowledge about the industrial exposure, particularly textile or other industries or different industries mentioned. Firms corporate displaying the professional competency in handling the assignment, having satisfactory track record, and the firm companies not have blacklisted for the financial institution and other organization, government department. Firm companies furnish a self-attested affidavit in this regard. Should have the office. Some companies they are having a different office. But if at all your experts are located in different places, you may be treated that one also, no problem. Because once the firm is that place, they are going to give. If your representative is frequently going and get the information, that is sufficient. Because here, take for example, one Noida, one firm, they got the ASM and monthly 2 days I have to visit and get the information. For that, they are giving some suitable remuneration to me. So here you think it of, your particularly your friend circle, your support staff, they may be located in different places. And the firm companies self-attested affidavit in this regard, office at a major centers. And the firm companies, they should not be defaulters with RBI or IBA or ECGC or Securities Exchange Board of India or the company CIC, that is credit information companies and firm companies, etc. Preference will be given firm and companies expertise in sectors because cost accountants are having the expertise both theoretically as well as practically if in different industries because on account of the cost auditor on cost auditor. And the example of ASM has an expert in power sector, maybe utilized for monitoring power sector accounts, or if at all your sector, because the banks are giving a loans for a different sector, whether it is a steel industry or pharma industry or IT industry or the roads infrastructure or power sector, etc., etc. So for that, every account 250 crores crossed means they will give only one account. They will give only one account and at the most two for the firm, two for the firm. Submission of documents, once you have fulfilled the guidelines, you have to submit the documents. What are the documents you have to submit? The firm shall submit the application details prescribed as per appendix they have given, because now it is online and you have to open the online, and before that you have to read this PPT and ready the documents. Then in one go you can this one. registration with the professional bodies, with some other the professions, they are registration with other profession. Some cost accountant, they are registered with the company secretary, some cost account, chartered account, some cost insolvency professionals, like that. And some cost accountants, they may complete a credit management or a treasury or whatever the qualification with regard to banking, you have to highlight that one. Memorandum and articles of association, certificate of incorporation about your firm, audited balance sheet last 2 years, other document expertise in the particular field. If at all you have done cost audit in a different the sectors, mention sector wise and period and what type of you give some suppose you have done already, and what are how you are done, what are the challenges you have faced, how the overcome, if it all in a simple and natural manner, if you provide, then for selection it will be easy, it will be easy. Otherwise simply name, date of birth, and CMA or FCMA or ACMA, like that. That is not the correct approach while submitting your document. But whatever for the last 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, whatever you have done, particularly key areas, even GST audit also. GST audit relates to the purchases and sales of the firm, because here also that is useful. And it documents expertise in the particular field, letter of empanelment from other bank, if at all you have empaneled for due diligence or stock audit that you mentioned, and the particulars of all key manager, if at all in our firm experts are there. Suppose for Noida firm, I'm giving that bankers I'm a banker. That's why they have taken my biodata and while applying. And they told clearly whenever they are getting ASM, definitely in Hyderabad or surrounding, definitely I will give to you and I will give this much fees, like that. Then I accepted, I shared my biodata. That biodata also include once the bankers are there in that particular this one, definitely some weightage will be there. Letter of employment in other banks or financial issue, particulars of key manager, including technical or financial expert. Some values may be there, some advocates may be there, some industrial expert. Some of the people, particularly some people retired from sugar industry or textile industry or real estate sector or particularly steel industry, like that. So if at all there, if they are, you are going to take their services in future also, and talk with them and get that the CVs and along with your this one, if you file, definitely some result will be there. Not simply filling the application form is not criteria, because the committee is there. The committee will finalize this one, and letters of assignment from clients, GST registration certificate, and a copy of PAN card, self-attested affidavit regarding non-department, and if at all you are deposited in any ASM in any bank, that also re, redacted copies of ASM reports and submitted. This application complete in all respects, properly indexed with enclosures, duly flagged and uploaded successfully. No manual submission of document. The attachment should not be 5 MB size in per document, and all document should be in PDF format in respect of media files, JPG format only. JPG format only. So here that you this submission of application is the vital area. Okay, once you got that one, 2 days. If I provide that information, it is a cakewalk for you to complete the ASM assignment. But the application stage is very, very, very important. So a lot of people, casual approach is there. Simply they will. But before that one, what Mr. Prasad is told, what that particular guidelines are there, and you think it of, and that's why today they have conducted. Why today? Why not Friday or Saturday? Friday, Saturday means there is no time. Only they have given up to the end of this month. And for this preparation and the fees is also high side. All these things are there. So at the same time, you are going to get that amount also high side. The working group, particularly Indian Banks Association working group, during the scrutiny may call for submission of additional submission of documents, which need to be uploaded within the prescribed time. So whatever the documents, all the documents are to be verified by the working group. The working group is verified that one, and they will give for each and every parameter some marks. Then according to marks, they will finalize the ASMs. Once finalized, 3 years, you will continue. Okay, whatever your fees is there, within 1 month, once you get one the account, 1 month fees, that is sufficient. Approval state. Final selection empanelment will be done by the selection committee. The decision of the selection committee considered final. Whatever the decision of the committee is there, that is final. Empanelment of firm should hold good from the date of approval of the utility efficacy of the services. Will be reviewed based on the feedback from the members. And post approval state. Once they approve, what is the state? The agency selected for the assignment will have entered into a contract agreement directly with the member bank by utilizing the service. The contract specialized is as per the requirement. They will give one account, only one account they will normally they will give. Some cases two also. If at all the experts are there in your company and your expertise is also more, definitely they will give. And however, in the case of a member bank, is not satisfied with the services of ATM during the tenure of contract, the member bank will have the right to terminate the contract as in if at all you are not doing monthly or bi-monthly, whatever the reports are not properly handled, then they may terminate. That is natural. That is natural. Every assignment that is natural. Suitable clause to this effect will be incorporated in the contract. The contract agreement will contain various terms and conditions relating to service provided, the fees to be charged. And a termination. At any part of time, member bank feels that ASM is not properly monitoring the account. For the purpose of appointment will not be served. It can be terminated the service of ASM without giving any notice. Without giving any notice. 1 month notice will be given to agency in this regard. Fees will be paid, particularly whenever you are working for the company, the proportionately they will paid that amount also. Then they will terminate. But as I told, it is very easy. Only 2 days, continuous 2 days for every 15 days. You have to visit. You have to prepare the checklist and verify the document and whatever the bank standard mention the remarks, type it and send it to the bank. If at all any enclosures or proofs are there, take the printout and send by courier to the bank. That's all. And a 1 month notice will be given to the agency in this regard. They will give 1 month notice. Fees will be paid proportionately, period of assignment and actual period of work. Confidentiality, because now you are entering into the company. You know the registers, you know their activities, you know their inputs, you know their clients, you know their transactions and financial transactions. All these things are you know pretty well. And these companies that you have to maintain the compliance, the confidentiality and a non-disclosure agreement also you have to give. You have to give the non-disclosure agreement. Otherwise, once you are entering from the bank side, you are entering into the company. You are verifying the books. All books. You are interacting. You are participating in the board of directors meeting also. You are interacting with the manufacturing. You are interacting with the HR. You are interacting with the the particularly the finance. production, finance, marketing, all people. But a confidentiality agreement you have to give to the bank. One prerequisite for appointment of AS is signing of confidentiality and non-disclosure agreement by the ASM, which would be mandatory for undertaking any assignment. And fees, but here, this is a special assignment. That to Indian Banks Association, they are filtering. They are forming expert this one. And for that, they will charge processing fees 50,000 for 3 years. For 3 years, 1 lakh. So fresh empanelment 50,000 and the empanelment fees for 3 years 1 lakh, total 1 lakh 50,000. For existing AFs 25,000 and 1 lakh 25,000 instead of 1 lakh 25,000. I have mentioned this one. So here the selection, if it are not selected, the 50 or 25 not to be refunded, but 1 lakh will be refunded. 1 lakh will be refunded by the Indian Banks Association. But here the ASMs, the quality, all these things, some expert committee. Once they will verify, and send it. They will sit and they will finalize the ranking. And for that only the processing fees they are taking 50,000 for fresh and renewal 25,000 and for 3 years empanelment fees is 1 lakh. And in the existing, instead of 1 lakh 25, I have mentioned 150. That error is there. That error is there. Other terms and conditions. What are the other terms and conditions? The empanelment forms shall be done only after detailed scrutiny. Credentials of the firm, competency to execute the job, whether they are able to complete that task or not, that is verified. Empaneled firm shall be given undertaking to follow the ethics of faith, and information provided the member bank would be kept strictly confidential. In case of any dispute, member bank utilizing the services of him shall be binding, final and binding. And all assignments shall be carried out due diligence, maintaining quality of work done. This is a good opportunity, sir, honestly speaking, because scanning or X-ray report of the company, scanning report or X-ray report of the company, you have to provide to the bank. After scanning report or X-ray report, once the bank is, he is a doctor, he is verifying. Okay, if at all nothing is there, then they don't take any action. Otherwise, they will take the action. They will prescribe the norms to the company. The ASM report is a scanning or a CT scan or X-ray report to be provided by the ASM to the bankers about the company. All reporting, including MSA done by empaneled firms on regular basis. Member bank, consortium member from time to time. Once you are handled 1 month, it may be the problem. Any new thing, even GST also. Firstly, all people, they are not experts. And today, all are experts in GST. Very few people still they are developing their this one. And the empanelment would not amount any commitment on the part of the bank or IBA to provide any professional. IBA reserves the right to cancel the empanelment at any time without assigning any reason for the same. The firm or company shall also undertaking maintain arm's length relationship. You are the ASM, the company. Touch me not. If at all you are closely moved, then automatically whatever your report is there, that is not a true report. The firm or company shall also undertake and maintain arm's length relationship with the company. group with respect to the projects and service. If at all the banks are giving one group means so many companies are there. If one group is given, then 3 years means continuously even other areas we can reduce, other professional areas we can reduce. In the case of with any agency have been found unsatisfactory, proper intimation to the should send to the member bank, IBA and other appropriate authority for caution. Member banks would advise IBA about the same after confirming that due process for de-empanelment has been followed, including intimation concerned employers. Once some of the people, our people got ASM, then you make a request and then it is a big once you got the assignment, then our people, particularly the BFSI board and the institute officials, definitely they will conduct some webinars, how to improve your skills, how to improve the audit in the coming days. But the prima facie, the objective of this webinar is first you have to empower. You get an opportunity. The cost contents are also opportunity. Once the opportunity is there, that is to be grabbed. Otherwise, opportunities will not come again and again. In case of dealing any agency found unsatisfactory, proper intimation of the same should be sent to the member banks to IBA and other appropriate. Member banks would advise IBA about the same after confirming the due process empanelment to be followed intimation of the ASM. Miscellaneous. In case of exposure of specialized sectors, services of ASM may be utilized for the post-sanction till the completion of the project, repayment of the loan. Whatever they are telling. If at all you are having a good experience in one sector, definitely lifelong they will take. But every 3 years the renewal process is there. Services of ASM, specialized monitoring may be utilized case by case, sole, multiple and consortium. Sometimes the banks, if at all their exposure is 500 crores, definitely they will engage your service. Need not be consortium. And the fees assignment will be decided mutually between the respective bank and agency. They will talk. Your firm, boss, we proposed this amount. No, sir. The volume of work is this one, sir. And I have to engage this much manpower. And the quality I'm assuring. This type of a sector experience, you may not get it. Like that during the, once you selected, after that, you have to interact with the bankers and get the assignments. For any reason, member banks is not satisfied with the quality of service rendered, any omission or commission committed, and other reason, member bank may caution list. Due notice, they will give the notice and they will terminate. In case of any reconstitution of the firm in your firm, any firm the people are withdrawing and new or people are coming, or firm size is increasing, brought to the notice, because your firm any changes are there, that is also brought to the notice. Suppose some experts are included in your firm. Earlier infrastructure experts are not there. Today infrastructure experts are there. Inform to the bank. Then automatically one more assignment they will give. Contact details. This email is asm@iba.org.in. The mobile numbers, that is Mrs. Mukti Pansari, manager, or Mr. Subodh Singh, vice president in Indian Banks Association. The phone numbers are available 10 to 5:30 p.m. on all working days. Please note, the request for extension of time is not available. Particularly if at all you are asking, they don't give. Whatever the dates they have mentioned, the initiative is also kind enough Yesterday itself, they have sent the full picture about the IBA letter and checklist and the fees and last date, all these things in the letter itself mentioned. In respect of applicant who have been registered themselves well before on the last day of submission, have begun the process of submission before the last date to complete some due technical difficulties, they will assisted complete submission. Some people on the last day, if a rush is there, some people the attachments may not be uploaded. Then once the fees is paid and some process completed, then they will assist. No other request will be entertained. Other than this, no request. Application for empanelment of agency for special monitoring. Appendix 1. Details of applicant. Name, country of incorporation, address of register office, and the address of that particular the including branch offices, date of incorporation, year of establishment, a true copy of the incorporation certificate provided by the applicant along the application, brief description of the company including details of main lines of the business, service profile, client profile, domestic international presence, alliance, all are their joint ventures, details of individuals, name, designation, company, address, telephone number, etc., etc. Particulars of authorized signatory, the name, the degree, whatever the mails are there, the amount fees, the application fees or enrollment fees, how much you have paid, and you have to give the declaration. Whether the applicant has empaneled ASM in any bank, financial, if yes, name of the bank or declaration. Has the bank is a barred or dip empaneled, and if answer number 2 is yes, mention the name of the banks and all these things. And experience, serial number, what are your clients, the title of the assignment, particularly stock audit, or even IBC. Some of them are values also. Their competency with the different industries are there because daily they are doing, particularly the people, they are the the set the COP, na? Certificate of practice hours. They are attending for various webinars. All these things, if at all, the application should be simple, focused, and relevant to this particular this ASM post. And a summary of information partners, directors, educational qualification, number of years, sector wise experience, whether they are having sector in real estate or the industries or pharma industries, all these things. Details of the application proposal methodology approach providing the bank with a specific scope of work. The details of sector specific specialization, if any, mentioned because whatever the matter is given, that what you think it of because instantly some of the people they may not have after discussion, oh, I have done the textile industry, and during the textile industry so stock audit, or I have find out that difference between the actual and budgeted work in pro, like that. So many things are there during your the previous experience. All these things are properly reflected in the biodata and others, and you have give the pledge to the professional ethics maintain, so and so pledge abide the rules and forthwith by the IBA, and undertaking the prerequisites prescribed by the IBA or the bank, and in case of being any conflict of interest, the regarding manpower and infrastructure competence assignment being offered, I undertake conflict of interest beforehand, whatever sometimes they require some additional people, all these things are next. No criminal cases pending against him. I declare that I have done de-empaneled any bank, and I pledge ensure submission of the report and the right to initiate a suitable action against me, event of professional misconduct. All these things you have to give, and Thereby, we have not associated the firm in the past LIV or TEV statutory last 5 years. And I also undertake engage of the firm. So and so, whatever the declaration, go through the deck. What is the appendix 2? Detailed curriculum vitae with a key professional expertise provided for curriculum vitae, particularly name of the expert, name of the firm, date of birth, nationality, education, membership of the professional associations, trainings, other trainings, languages, employment record, and work undertaken to illustrate capability, your capability, location, major project vision, project, other position, all these things. Don't put a dash, dash, dash. If at all there is no information, dash. But if information, think it once again, and you have to present your case in a proper manner. Sector specific specialization, if any, that is also to be properly mentioned. Believe that CV correctly. I understand that misstatement, all these things, and this is the letter that is received by the that is uploaded in the IBA website. And if you expand that one, you can learn. And in IBA website also, this letter is also there. They have mentioned the process flow also. The empowerment agency close monitoring IBA in 2000, initiated in 2019. That is 6 years completed, not 10 years, 6 years completed. And the second batch, particularly 3 years, 3 years means the second batch, they are going to be completed by 30th June. That's why before that, they started again empanelment. This is only for 3 years, and they are inviting and the support documents, whatever that you mentioned, and a successful payment and working group constitute scrutiny will be done by the working group and raising queries. Sometimes they will raise some queries. You should answer that one. If it are anybody known in your firm, the total picture, you give that number for further correspondence. Finalization eligibilities of empanelment, stipulated empanelment, payment, managing committee approval, publication. Once after selection, all the people names will be disclosed by the particular IBA in their website, sharing and approved planner with member banks. IBA invites application for empanel monitoring of loan accounts. This is for loan accounts only. The decision of the working group is final, and empanelment shall be held for 3 years. That is up to 36/20/28. Up to that period, they will utilize your service. This is in brief about what I wish to tell. Actually, this is a good opportunity. Evaluate and you have to project your CV in a proper manner. In a proper manner, and whatever the details are there, think twice or thrice. But this is a good opportunity for you to enter into the bank. Particularly, the banks are giving 250 crores and above number of companies they are giving. And one company they are allotted, or at the most two companies maximum. And every along with your core area, you can handle this one. Normally, earlier, my feedback is 3 to 5 lakhs per the company per month. Now it depends upon so many parameters underlying, because that criticalness of the company and the volume of the work and the exposure limit and particularly the company where it is located, all these things sector wise also they will take into consideration. Why I told that this is suitable for our people means because our people are competent in almost all industries, particularly with regard to cost audit. So cost auditor, the cost of production is the heart of the company. And once you know the total operations of the company, particularly for production or services, you are the most suitable person for this ASM post. So that's why I want to disseminate that information. And BFSI board was so kind enough to raise this occasion. They want to do something to my professionals. That's why even though yesterday the query was raised, instantly they have conducted. Why they have conducted means before 30th that is to be completed. Once after 30th there is no use. And this 1 week you have to preparatory work, particularly for fees payment or by preparing your CV is very valuable. Once you have selected at least 10 to 15 people, then BFSI board is also happy. I am also happy. And once this process is completed, then later on, how to handle the different industries, that we will think it of later, not now. So this is in brief. Thank you very much for BFSI board, the chairman sir as well as the secretary sir also and other officials. And thank you very much for your kind and patience learning for last 2 hours. Thank you very much, sir.
Hmm. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your elaborate presentation. But we have many queries, sir. The
Sir.
queries, I will start with the first query which you received on mail. Sir, some application tidbits. There are two categories, sir, generalized and specialized category. Can you guide us the difference between
Sir,
them?
specialized category means suppose I take for example, I am an expert in some specific sectors like a power sector, all that. Some banks are also giving trading, trading loans and other things. But one thing, sir, once they opened the website and go through that particular menus, then they will get a full idea what is the specialized, what is the general, all these things. Suppose I take for example, even we are applying for IBPS or different banks or companies recruitment. Once we have opened online, then what are the various fields? Why the field? What is the relevance? What is the information to be fed? All these things, being a professional, it is very easy for us, sir. Sir.
Hmm. Sir, in the presentation, you have told that many ex-bankers can also do this audit. So a question has come whether any person who has taken VRS is eligible to do this audit from
Yes,
bank.
yes, sir.
Yes. Sir, another question has come, whether any sole proprietorship person can apply for this, because many of our members are having COP with sole proprietorship.
I could not catch your point, sir.
Sir, sole proprietorship, like partnership and sole proprietorship.
Sir,
So,
sole proprietor partnership is eligible, sole proprietor is not eligible.
okay. And sir, there is another question is that since CMAs are eager to do concurrent audit, do you feel this is the first step of doing that, being
Sir,
impaneled with?
this is no bar, sir. Actually, concurrent audit, low scale, particularly the ticket size of each and every loan is 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs, at the most 1 crore like that. This is as good as a concurrent audit, but only big account, one account they will give, and you have to audit that particular account on a regular basis like a concurrent audit. Concurrent audit is multiple accounts and small, even 5 lakhs mudra loan, or housing, the education loan 10 lakhs, or a housing loan 30 lakhs. But here they will give only one loan. That too, the loan ticket size is 250 crores and above. It is also as good as a concurrent audit. It is a continuous audit as long as the loan with the bank. And 5 years initially, 3 years they will give. After that, again they will give advertisement. If your performance is good, definitely you will get one they continuously as long as the account is with the bank.
Sir, any age restriction for applying this?
This is no age restriction. Once the age restriction is there, how they will get the expertise, sector expertise. Normally, sector expertise people, whether particularly banker or steel industry or cement industry or any other industry after retirement only. These people, they know the nuts and bolts of that particular sector. These people, if at all they are having in their firm, then the CV weightage will increase, sir. Selection chances are bright for them. Suppose if at all I am the CA in practice, definitely I know one person steel industry and another person pharma industry. Then I will ask, sir, I am going to apply this one, and are you willing to work with me? If at all I got the assignment from the bank, then suitable remuneration. Then I will take their biodata and their willingness. Then I will include in my biodata or whatever the CV is there, then it increases the strength of my CV. That is the purpose.
Right, sir. So another question has come, whether I should quit my job and start practicing
Sir,
in this.
experience, 3 years experience is required, sir. If at all
Mm,
he is quit for the job now, when he will, after 3 years only, he will get the chance.
mm. Sir, regarding the security deposit and the fees, you have told that some refund is also if they are not
Correct,
getting the NS. So
correct.
what is the expenditure which they have to bear if they are not selected?
Not selected, that is 50,000 for renew, 25,000 for renewal.
Okay. So means that is the means involvement of investment.
Correct, correct, sir.
Okay.
But,
Sir,
but one thing, sir, they are paying remuneration, also good remuneration. Okay, luckily they got it with the background and all these things. This is a peanut for them. This 50,000 or 25,000, even a half month or 10 days remuneration, they have to sacrifice. That's all.
sir, empanelment is for till 28. So whether this within these 3 years, the assignment would be every year the assignment will be coming, or in the first
No,
year
no, no, no,
only?
no, no, sir. This one earlier. Today we are in 2025. 2025 means 2022 only they have given advertisement. That empanelment list will continue up to 25. This will continue up to 2028. 2028. 3 years they will get it. Sir, hardly they will get one account. 3 years. One
In
account.
case, so in case
Uh,
of renewal, sir,
uh,
many their renewal also is there. So
yes.
any extra amount has to be paid, or that
No,
uh,
25,000. The renewal means they need not to pay 50,000, 25,000 only. And the 3 years, 1 lakh is common for all,
okay.
whether it is a new or renewal case.
Mhm. Okay, great, sir. Sir, I think 2, 3 questions uh, we have also got regarding some working capital exposure. They are
Sir,
asking what is.
first they built up the CV, apply.
Mhm.
I wish you all the best on behalf of BFSA board also. And this message also percolated to all the people. This video clipping as well as a PPT, you put it in a BFSI board and sent a link to all the members across the country. Our members, those who attended or not attended, they will go and send a mail. They will access this link. Our BFSI board objective is as much as empanelment of a CMS should be in ASM's role. Then it is a great achievement, and the initiatives also felt happy and BFSI also.
Thank you, sir. I think we have completed the questions, and I thank wholeheartedly CMA Dr. P. Sivarama Prasad, sir, who has always has given us the impetus to conduct this sort of professional development activities wherever and whenever there are opportunities for CMAs to apply. And if any queries are there, you can always mail to bfsi@icma.in. We will raise that queries to both the IBA and also to our faculty, Shiv Ramaprasad sir, for answering those queries. And I thank wholeheartedly the BFSI board and especially our chairman Chittaranjan Chattopadhyay sir for giving us the encouragement to organize the pertinent webinar and at the nick of time today we got the in public domain it has come, and today we have conducted the webinar. We thank our other departments, the IT department, our CPT department, who has always kind enough to actually accept our request and give the approvals instantly. We thank our president, vice president, and all other BFSI board officials, and also other who has helped us to conduct this webinar. We would be having another webinar on 24th and 30th. I request everybody to attend those sessions. Those sessions would be also, I think, value addition for all the members. With this, we thank everybody and good night, and we'll meet again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.